Hey, hi, howdy, how goes it, everyone? It's Levi with Member Solutions on the way here with Villain Sport, or on Villain Sport specifically. I'm also on my social, so I'm actually on my YouTube channel as well. Hey, John Cena rules. Levi, Jeremy, everyone. Now, a bit of warning: we've got a fair bit of construction that is like trying to go on literally outside my door. They're doing some repairs to the road work. My driveway is completely blocked, so even if I wanted to go grocery shopping for some extra breakfast items, I can't. How lovely. We haven't figured out what we're going to do for breakfast today, but I do have a nice clean counter, even though I don't have a whole lot of clean dishes. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to probably kind of go back and forth between this and my fridge, as well as using my memory about what I have. And we're going to try to figure out what we're going to make for breakfast. And then, if I'm going to be doing any cooking, I'll do this. But if it's literally just tossing something in the microwave, I'll just go toss it in the microwave, come back and sit down. Call me Klaus. By the way, if you guys have Twitch and you have Prime and you have them linked, you can support us without it costing you a dime. It's one of the best ways to support us. So today's stuff that we're going to be doing, I have a recording that I'm supposed to do, but I don't know how effectively I'm going to do it when random construction noises like kill my recording audio. Like, it's bad enough that down in the garage, I can't even hear myself talk when they start turning all their stuff on, and they're going to be out here in the middle of it pretty much all day. So there's a good chance I won't be able to record until like they're done for the night. Or I'm going to have to like go down, record, hope that I don't have noise, and then kind of just keep doing that. Hey, Lynn, how goes it? You do marketing, or are you doing role playing? For the record, for everyone here, I don't mind if you role play, do suggestions and that kind of stuff. The problem is that a lot of times I don't tend to respond to those for my breakfast streams, unless it's like a specific different one. So we're going to figure out breakfast, and we're going to take a look at the recordings that Chris sent over for the buffering sketch. And then kind of go from there, because that lighting's going to determine, honestly, when I do that. Len, no, you're good. I just didn't know if you mean that you're in marketing or if you were role playing. Not really, not unless somebody orders a cameo. It's not that I can't have Stitch and the Winchesters meet up. It just makes very, very little sense for Stitch, and who's multi-diverse, multi-traveling or traveling the multiverse, and them to meet up in the middle of a series that is just starting. Channeling. I will go over the buffering sketch with everyone, but first we're going to figure out food. We're going to eat some food, and then if I hit my hour and a half, 2 hour marker, sometimes an hour if I'm tired, but like I'm awake today, we'll be here for at least an hour and a half. If we have time, we'll go over the sketch and kind of go from there. First, we need to figure out food. No, my stomach's not feeling the greatest. It's sore in a sense. It's not. I don't really feel like food. Garlic seed pods. Possibly, but I don't think I ever have. At least not like specifically. Not meaning to. I gotta look that up now. Hold on. Oh shit, I have. I didn't even know that that's what I was cooking with. That's cool. I've totally the bulbs and the I've used those. I didn't realize that's. I didn't say it, like, I don't necessarily mean that I've used them. I should actually rewind that. It's not that I've like fully cooked with them with knowing that what they were. It was just a spice. It was just garlic. But that I've totally used this. I've totally cooked and had this more out of necessity. I'm like, hey, it's usable. But I don't think necessarily in the same way that I'm looking online right now. Mine were dry, and I just it was just garlic. It's like tiny little garlic. It was useful. That's all it was. I didn't realize that's what it was. That's cool. That's pretty cool. I'm going to have to like specifically look that up and see what type of recipes I can use from like the more fresh versions versus like the tiny little dried versions and stuff. That's cool. I just thought it was garlic. I thought it was tiny little garlic. Hey, Tarkin, how goes it? Radishes? I've cooked with radish. I've cooked with radish all the time. I love radish. We like radish in the house. God damn, my stomach is just really. Hope the wife can sleep today. They will probably be able to. I had a diet soda that I brought up here. I thought I brought up here. There's a diet soda in my bedroom. It's in my bedroom. Radish seed pods, no. But I've made food with radishes. The reason I want to say is because at this point, Stitch is basically like a demon. He's taken every artifact. So there needs to be, need to clear that up. And I need to eventually make a video on clearing that up. You have the main storyline that I've made with Stitch, which starts with the Kamehameha and currently ends with Stitch's Thor and him traveling to the Star Trek universe and stuff like that. In between that, I kept getting so many requests that we were like, fine, let's just go ahead and start a tangent. I need to figure out how to do this. I figured out how to do it, which was basically saying, hey, we've caught Stitch, but he broke and he's caught temporarily while we depower him, and he doesn't have all his powers, but he managed to slip out. And so there's a misconception that he has all of these abilities all at the same time, but the standalone episodes that are not in the playlist, they're not in the playlist. The standalone episodes, he doesn't have all those powers, and they are also standalone. He has that power for that episode, and he no longer has that power out of that episode. Like, he doesn't have the mask. He doesn't have the DeLorean. He doesn't have a couple other standalones that we've done with Stitch. There was even like a 2 to 3 parter that I really didn't want to do, like the Skyrim one. I didn't really want to have it be a couple parts because I wanted to make sure that those were standalones. But I also saw the benefit of doing, as long as it didn't become a giant series, just being like, hey, this is what happens. This is the end. It's just a self-contained, fun little like Predator sketch. So I've been treating half of the series, him traveling across the multiverse in time, as these standalone little things that all happen before he goes back to Lilo and gets fully depowered and everything. But it's just a basic thought of like, hey, he went and stole a time machine and he can go and have as much fun as he wants as long as he comes back and gets depowered and goes back to Lilo. Have I had an Australian burger, which is just a burger with pineapple, egg, and beetroot? It's specifically the canned beetroot, which has an entirely different taste than like regular beetroot, I guess. Honestly, just the beetroot would kill it for me. I don't like beetroot. Like, the canned beetroot sucks. I like radishes. I don't like beetroot. This is nasty. Caramelized onion. But I have had a burger with pineapple and egg and onion, just not the beetroot. So I've had most of that. You can thank Carl's Jr. for the pineapple, egg, and onion, though. they have a Texas burger. And Tarkin, not to harp on your parade or anything, but I can almost guarantee you that the states here in the States probably did something similar or very, very close to it before you guys did. I've never heard of anyone adding beetroot to it, but the pineapple, egg, and caramelized onion is like a Texas burger. That's been around for fucking ever and a half. The beetroot's new, though. Don't try claiming the kiwi burger. It's only missing the egg. No, it was Carl's Jr. Back in the day made the Texas burger, and there's a couple different Texas burgers. There's a lot of them that come from Texas. No, you're all good, man. Curry powders and egg on top, yeah. You folks are making me hungry. That's the point. We're trying to figure out food. I've got some bread here. There goes the train. I don't really feel like eggs. With my stomach being a little iffy, I don't really think I want that. I do have some burritos in there. I think. Let's go double check to make sure I have some burritos. I'll tell you what we're going to do is I'm going to pop in here. We'll go ahead and shuffle and move things around, although I don't have my stand, so it might be better if I just hold the phone. So we don't wind up causing an echo. I'll mute here, go into here, and then I'll exit out and switch over. Whatever it lets me. Now, keep in mind, I'm not going to be able to... Sorry. Keep in mind, I'm not going to be able to see the chat nearly as well. So, there's that. I got another stand in there. We'll just leave that. So one of the things I can do is I can kind of put you guys... Actually, with my new backpack, I should be able to, in theory, do that. You guys are really high up, though. Is the only thing I don't like about that. And I can't really get you guys down further without, like, putting you, like, on the fridge. And then moving you kind of around like that. So I have this little thing. And it works out beautifully. We do have something. Motherfucker. Really, dude. Tobias. Fucker. That was a brand new. Half the bag is gone already. Dude. We just had this talk. As long as he didn't eat them all in one day, it's going to be fine. But fuck. Like 3 left. I can't even justify having a couple of those for breakfast. We got some. We have a couple barbecue pork buns. Hey, Ryu, have you had any of the barbecue pork buns yet? Come here real quick. He's on a very kind of like strict diet because his cholesterol problems are really bad for especially a kid his age. And I say strict, it's not terribly strict. It's still one of those things where he can't be eating 6 fucking burritos or 4 burritos or 3 burritos in a single setting. He needs to be like, hey, here's a burrito and then here's some other food. Here's a burrito and then here's some other food. And maybe I'll do one more meal of here's a burrito and here's some other food. And that's 3 meals in a day. You know, that's okay. And that's understandable. I need to find out how he ate them, when he ate them, that kind of stuff. Did you have any of these yet?
I didn't even know we had those.
Yeah, we got 2. We got 2 for each person. There's 2 left.
Oh, no, I haven't.
I could probably might talk to do that. I don't really want to. I'm live. I'm doing my breakfast stream. Name one of your kid. No, not one of my kids. That's my spouse. The person I am married to is Ryu. And Raymond, one of my kids. Neither one of the kids are named after anime or anything. Well, I guess Mama named Tobias after Animorph's character, technically speaking, but the middle name isn't. But my oldest is named after Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, and middle name, so on and so forth. Every part of their name has a unique meaning that isn't based off of anime.
And as far as my spouse's name goes, I don't know. I suppose what I could do, we've got we got these. We could warm these up, and then I can turn on the oven to say 375. Toss in, because my oldest is gonna want a couple of these if I make them. So I'll just toss in the rest of these hash browns. Cook up the rest of these hash browns. That gives me a little bit of meat and a little bit of bun, some potatoes, and then I can't have fiber because there isn't enough of my tortilla shells for the fiber unless I do fiber a different way. That's a problem. We needed a shop today, which was one of the things that we were going to do, and we can't. We're trapped. So, slight problem is that we're low on a lot of things. I think that might be all I'm having for breakfast, everyone. That's hold on. Hey, avocado's good. All right. So what I'll do is I'll pull this out. I'll put it in the fridge. And we'll warm up the buns in the microwave. We'll have those. And then we're gonna kind of go from there. No, Russ, not lack of transportation. The construction going outside my house is blocking our driveway with two like very giant fucking trucks. We aren't getting out. Not until they move them far enough that we can actually get the fuck out. And so far, they are still there. So, we're gonna deal. What do you got in the cupboard where we might be able to do brains? No. I'm good. Like, I've got food. It's just I don't have a ton of things that everyone in the house would normally eat. And I also can't. I'm not very. Like, I do not feel like eating right now. And I have a bunch of dishes that I have to do. So for instance, if I wanted to make. So let's go over this, right? It's not that I don't have food. I've got diced tomatoes. I've got pasta. Okay? I've got frozen onions, bell peppers, and chicken and stuff. That's like 20 different meals right there. Now, mind you, it's not going to make 20 meals. I can stretch food, but there's only like 2 chicken breasts in there. The onions, the pearl onions, those would be better with the soup. So I could probably make a soup and make 20 servings easily out of that. But no. I could make a bunch of different things. I'm good. It's just me being picky and knowing that the kids are going to be picky, and I have no idea what they're going to be willing to eat today. And so right now, the important thing is to just simply get some food in my belly, chat with you guys, and then kind of go from there. Now, what I would love to do today, so we don't really have a whole lot on the agenda, is if somebody else is struggling to eat and they maybe need a little help, we can kind of go from there. I am sorry for popping in while I'm live, sweetie. I had to get my soda. It's still cold. I'd like to drink it while it's cold. So, Lowe's Military Surplus Stores sells them. What sells what? Enough there to make a quick pasta dish along with a good helping of garlic. Yeah, Neil, you're absolutely right. We got, like, as far as lunch and dinners go, I'm set. And the problem is breakfast food. I do have peaches and cream. And then I have we got some blueberry, strawberry. Oh, this is No, that's instant. Yeah, it's instant. It's blueberry strawberry and some stuff. So I got some oatmeal. I got some basic cereal if I can get the kids to actually eat that. I got some frozen ham. I could probably get them to eat that. And of course, the hash browns. So between the ham, hash browns, and oatmeal, we've got a solid breakfast if that's what they want to eat too. Military surplus. Anybody want to send me? Well, you guys can't send me anything. The PO box got shut down because I couldn't afford to keep it open. Don't send me money for the PO box either. I have right now that money would go towards food or. You guys want to hear something that's kind of a little bit bullshit? So I've told you guys about I'm trying to pay back the funeral cost for my Uncle Robin's funeral. And I made a phone call to make a payment. And the person's not only there, not there to do it. They're gone on vacation until sometime next week. And then to top that off, they are apparently the only person in that entire town for that funeral home that can take payments, that knows how to do it. And I'm like, you should never have your system be dependent on one person. Oh, there's more construction trucks coming. Oh, that's going to be fun. I see them coming down the road. Do I need a bowl? No. Am I going to use one? Yes. Actually, I'm going to use a different one. Specifically because I do plan on having some oatmeal now that I saw it. I'm like, ooh, you know what? Oatmeal does sound kind of good. We're going to have the buns. We're going to see how my stomach is. And we're going to flip over. Now I'm going to pop out of here. I'm going to go over here. 1 second.
That should not have taken as long, but my mouse didn't want to turn on. I'm sorry. That sounds like a sham. So much for cross-training. Yeah, no, every time I have to go and make this payment, first of all, dealing with this, it's just one of those weird things when it comes to dealing with grief. And the longer it takes for me to fix this situation, the worse it is. I also had a credit card company calling me trying to collect on a debt. And I'm like, well, that's great. And they're like, hey, by the way, if there's any money to be had from the estate, we're going to find it, and type of scenario. And I'm like, there wasn't, but good luck. It went to the funeral. It went to him, dying. It's been like that GoFundMe is still up. And I hate that it is, but until that $1,600 is done and paid, it remains up. And that is specifically because I apparently fucked the budget. I did not know how much death cost. And it is way more than what you think. You would think that's you should be able to, get cremated. And maybe if a grave was already bought and paid for, which it does, which it did, let me dig it up instead of charging me $1,500 to dig a hole this big 6 feet down. I could have done that. You could have told me where to dig, pointed, and be like, dig here, and I would have done that. It would have taken me a couple hours, but I would have gotten it done. Fucking hole punch would have had that done in an hour max, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. The whole thing has just been frustrating. And on top of that, because we had to travel so far, the amount of money I spent was just ridiculous. I had to fix the car. I had to, we lost income. We didn't get the bonus income to kind of, it didn't fluctuate. We had less of a paycheck. We had no paycheck and then less of a paycheck. And then we had less of a paycheck than we expected the next paycheck. And it's like, fuck, we're not recovering as quickly as I needed to. Huh. No, I guarantee. I feel like that's what. Well, we put it next for you to do it. Here, charge us here's $1,000. You owe us. I would have been so bad. Yeah, no, it's just it's been a fucking lot, man. I just want this to be done and over with. And GoFundMe was like, it should be at $11,000. I was like, I shouldn't need that. Let's just do a tiered system. And no, fucking 11,000 was damn near spot on. 11,000. Uncle Robin, I love you, but none of your shit was worth $11,000. Fuck. I need some soy sauce. That's not great. Not horrible. They did something to it. They changed the recipe in some way. And I don't know what. But something is different about it. And it doesn't taste. Have you not seen my beard? No, it's all good. Yeah, it's just so fucking annoying, man. He had plenty of original Star Trek stuff, but even then, none of that was worth the 11 grand. None of it. I got told how much money that they made off of some of the stuff, and they did try to double check prices and everything. And then that money went to, and I couldn't claim that money because then that would have been estate money and all that kind of stuff. So that money got donated to the community, right? There was also a specific reason why I did that, because I didn't have the time to sell all that. And then if they sold it and they sent me the money in some fashion, I would have had to find a way to actually give that back to, the creditors and stuff. That money wouldn't have been recouping my loss. It's fucking stupid. But no, it was $900 for over half of his stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. He just. No, he was not. Yep. So I was pretty much just SOL, and I just accepted that. You guys came through in a clutch. Honestly, I've been asked like the situations when it comes to what would have happened if I didn't have the GoFundMe didn't succeed. I wouldn't have gone to his funeral, or I would have been the only one. I probably would have. If that one didn't succeed, I probably would have been the only one. I would have flown down there. Spent 2 days. Came back with maybe 2 things. Because we broke it down by like, and it fucking sucks. We're talking about grief now, right? Love the conversation that we turned around to. Broke down, besides breaking down mentally, like what we were going to take no matter what. And it boiled down to like 5 things that had to come, 5 to 6 things that had to come no matter what. No matter what, I had to bring the models, which I can go grab one of them and show you guys. Well, which is a really cool thing that this does. It technically lights up, but I don't think you can see it. Okay. So we got we also have a ship, and I've got them. You guys can't see it but I have that computer I was telling you about, and I have them on each side of my computer that is like older than me. Well, it's not older than me, but it's old. And then I have stuff for his altar. And we have a jacket that my other uncle had that passed away quite a few years ago, had made for my Uncle Robin. And it was a hand-painted jacket. And so like we had the smallest things that had to come. Everything else was just how much can we save and salvage of his collection. I have every fucking sci-fi CD. His entire Star Trek collection, as far as like DVDs, and I don't know where the cup is at the moment. My kiddo grabbed a couple cups and some other stuff. I took what I could. If it was extras or I didn't feel that I could carry it, it didn't come with. Yeah, the Borg cube, yep. Very possibly, but we're talking about grief right now. So we're talking about real things right now. But he made those. You know? He'd gotten a kit from some friends. I've got that in a ship, and they had to come with. They had to, because he made them. So now they sit on my desk. All the dust that was on them was cleaned off. I have plans to eventually, like, if we need a Borg cube in a sketch, I'm just going to tell Chris, let me handle it, and I'm going to use the Borg cube. We need a ship, let me handle it, I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to do it old school, because you guys, if you watch the old school stuff, they would, this is so stupid. They would take something. I'm going to use this as an example, and they would just put it on something, and then it would just fly. They still do that to this day. They just tie a model to a string or something like that. If they need a more stable shot, it'd be like a full unstable thing, and then they would just fly it, and then they would comp out the model, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And I have smaller versions of all those. You ordered food. That's awesome. That was just my wake the fuck up alarm. Yeah. When you look at the shorts of the Stitches store, if you go back and you go watch them, you notice the shorts are not that, like, they're okay, but like the way each one starts is almost identical, and you can, and it sucks, but that was around the time frame. I'm like, I have to finish this, and I was pushing myself, and that's the exact time frame of when he passed away, and he wanted to see that, and I had to finish it for my own. Like, Chris was like, you don't have to finish it, man. You don't, you're going through a lot. And I was like, no, I have to finish this. This is what sucks about that whole situation was the Stitches Thor and getting it close to be finished had reminded me. I was like, I needed to call my uncle this weekend because it's going to be finished. I'm going to be like, hey, go watch this. Let me know what you think. We'll discuss it. And then get to. He'll hate you. Oh, that's a good one. Go do that. If he won't fire you, go do that. Sorry, everyone. I need a moment. Give me a moment, would you? I don't like crying on camera. I don't mind crying on camera if it's like specifically for a sketch. I'm trying to just do what I can to move forward with the sketch, especially because I feel those feelings. Like the Lost Child video, the reason why I cry is because I literally couldn't hold it back no more. But crying on camera on a live stream or in a video and then posting that video, it's always felt manipulative, which is why like even the GoFundMe videos, like I cut out the crying. You can hear it in my voice, but I try to cut out because it's not what I want to do. I didn't want to emotionally manipulate somebody into giving me money. It's not the kind of person I am. It's not the kind of person I ever want to be. And yeah, man, it's been a lot. And to backtrack on where we start, how this conversation started, the process of grieving. It feels like you kind of get into a standstill when you can't finish the thing that needs to be finished, so you can kind of be done with it and move forward a little more. And right now, I can't fucking move forward from this. I feel like I'm perpetually stuck because I've got so many other things. Like the kids are going to be going back to school here soon. I need money for that. I've talked about the pool. That isn't because I just want it. I physically need the pool so that I can exercise for longer periods of time and burn more calories so I can lose weight and live fucking longer. I need the pool for my fucking health. But I need to take care of that too. The car that I want to get, an e-vehicle of some kind, I would like specifically the BMW i3 Rex. After doing a bunch of research, as far as a used one goes, it's just been a lot, guys. It's been getting back into the swing of things. Being able to do animation, things that are fun, things that I want to do, have been really awesome. No, Rusty, I did. I don't have the money for that. I don't mind the slate, and I don't mind the Tello truck. Both the slate and the Tello truck are both very awesome concepts. It's a slate just released, but I don't have 20, 30 grand to put towards anything. If I had 20, 30 grand, I'd be fucking set right now. It wouldn't go to a fucking car. It would be sitting in an account, and that would be my rent. That would have taken care of most of my credit card bills, but honestly, they'd all just be on auto pay so that the minimum comes out and I'm still making money off of my money. And that account would just continue to have money in it. But I would no longer fill the bills nearly as much. All the bills would just come out of that. I would just put the bill money in there with periodic letting me buy what I need and what I want. You ain't waxing me. That has not happened. Jesus. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. That's not what I'm at. It's still not happening. Maybe a specific part if I make enough money. The things I would do for money. Oh, like I don't like Mr. Beast. I really, really don't. But if I got an invitation to a Mr. Beast game and I was like guaranteed to make like 10, 20 grand, my ass is showing up. Why the fuck would you not show up if you're guaranteed to make money? Especially if you need the money. People in my situation, people of my income bracket, we do not have the luxury of being too picky. Damn, Levi. There's a point in your life, and I realize this very, very young, where pride and survival do not coincide whatsoever. Pride is fucking stupid. Thinking that you can say no to money, no matter the situation, is prideful, and it is stupid. Now, I'm not saying you can't have some pride. I'm not saying you can't have limits. You don't have the survival instinct? No, you do. No, you do. You're currently going through it. I know what you're going through. Let's be honest for a moment, and this is just a bit of honesty. If somebody were to be like, hey, here's $100,000 and I need you to do something potentially embarrassing. And whether that be in front of 100 people, one person, whatever, it's going to be embarrassing to you. Now, the level of embarrassment is where you're going to start calculating how much it's worth. I guarantee you're going to go, well, it kind of depends on what it is. Right? You're getting your chest waxed? Fuck, who gives a shit about that? Go grab your 100 grand. That was a random point to join in.
Mm-hmm. Where's my 100 grand?
Okay, here we go.
You can't hear me?
You're muted. 1 second.
Right.
Okay, now you should be good.
I said, where's my 100 grand?
Right? Yeah, no, the illegal and immoral thing, I'll draw my line there. But embarrassing? Fuck. Who gives a shit?
We pretend to talk to people for a living online.
Yeah. I guess that does help with getting over the embarrassment part. Steven, if I got enough money, yes, I would. You give me enough money, you'll be very surprised. Chris is like,
No. I'm not looking up things to pay you to do.
Did you get the link yet? I haven't mentioned it.
Oh,
yet,
I gotta find that. Hold on.
So there's a lot of people in here who want to do 3D printing. Chris is going to get a link. I've been doing some test prints and running some calibrations on the new FlashForge Creator 5 Pro. And here's my honest opinion. If it is your very first 3D printer, I'm probably not going to suggest it. Unless you are the kind of person who is headstrong and willing to take on a challenge when it comes to certain things, I would not suggest it. However, if you are used to 3D printing, looking for an upgrade to a printer, this machine is already spitting out some pretty high quality calibration prints without me even actually tuning the printer. And the amount of waste, I took a snapshot, Chris, of like the waste between a color printer for the Bamboo Labs and this one, and it was just for the calibration with some colors in it, and the calibration print, which is this small, mind you, Chris, this small, like here's Galaxy S22, this small, less than about a fourth of the size of it.
Yeah.
Would take on the Bamboo Labs about 140 grams of filament and take nearly 8 hours to make the little bit of color that I added to it. On this printer, it's going to take 2 hours. In fact, it's probably about 3/4 of the way done now, and 36 grams of filament, 100 grams less. So it's going to be cheaper because it's going to take less time. It's going to use less filament. And I was just like, holy fuck, that is a massive difference. I stopped making the really fancy dragon mugs. There's some people there. I think there might even be one of the people who bought one of those. I stopped making them, even though I spent hours coloring them, specifically because it took 24 plus hours and wasted an entire roll of filament just to make them. Like, it would waste nearly 2 kilograms of filament. Like, I had to charge like $80 for these things because of the waste and the cost in electricity and everything else. I was like, God damn, that's expensive. And the issue with the flash forge that I have for everyone here isn't the machine. So far, it has not been the machine. Setup is relatively easy if you follow instructions. And now that they at least fixed the instructions so that you can see the online videos and everything, it's really relatively easy to set up.
Which device is it again?
The Flash Forge Creator 5 Pro, I believe, is what
Pro.
it is.
Okay, so it's this one. To make sure I've got the right one, because I'm creating the link right now.
Technically speaking, you could do either. Yes, it's that one. That's the exact model I have.
Cool. Okay.
And one of the sketches, and Chris had a question about like ads, and I'd love this. Oh, hey, yeah, Rogue has one of them. They have the first one, in fact, that I made. I'd labeled them. I think I've only made 4 of them, and I autographed them for people. And yeah, if I tweak my purge settings and all that kind of stuff, I can fine tune it even further. This is a newer printer, and I'm not used to the slicer that it's using, even though it runs kind of a fork of Orca, which is similar to Bamboo Labs. There's still some differences and some quality there that I'm messing with. Happy birthday, by the way. You got told happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
But Steven, he's going to make that link, send it out.
I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to put it on the...
I don't have the ability to add it to put it on the Discord and then go ahead and just share it in the chat for now. I don't have the ability from up here to mess with Streamlabs and fix that stuff.
I'm just shooting it to you. It's in the brand deal sponsorships part of your and my private Discord.
Oh yeah. So for everyone here, I want to talk about like how I approach ads versus how Chris approaches ads. I've gone over this once or twice before, but I think it's really important, especially since I've had some really massive success on TikTok and everything. And when we go to post this on TikTok, it's going to become a shoppable ad. I have found that if you go and do an outright ad, you get a hell of a lot less engagement than if you make something interesting and fun to watch, whether that's a sketch or just you have that type of personality and you can grab people's attention and it's interesting to watch. It doesn't matter as long as it's interesting. When I was telling Chris, like, I have an idea of how to go for it. It's a sketch.
I wasn't saying don't do it. I just wanted to make sure that
I know that. And I was telling him, I was like, not to worry, I got a framework in mind. I need to just write it down. And because the points that they want us to hit specifically are like its speed, how easy it is, and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I can do that in a sketch format. I can still do that in a sketch format and have it highlight like Deadpool hacking our systems and using our new maker, and we say the name of the printer. And you'd be like, well, how fast? It's like, well, it's, you say the exact number of how fast, how bad is it? Well, it's printing at the such and such speed faster. You start throwing out the statistics, but in a format that's fun to listen to. And it is also part of the sketch. Mm-hmm. You can get it. And a good example of this is on my TikTok page. I have a video that hit 1.4 million views. for an ad, which is fucking insane. That looks good, by the way.
It's 4 eggs, 3 chicken sausages, and black beans.
I couldn't do eggs today. My stomach is if you look into full spectrum, you can do full color printing, use it. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff out there. Hey, William, how you doing? That sketch does not have what is called a call to action. Chris was asking, like, what's the call to action? And my best-selling videos don't have a direct call to action. It is just showing off the product. And then you have a little link where you can buy the product, that kind of thing. And I've seen that be consistent with videos in the shop that are like, hey, this is a fun little video, or hey, here's this thing and I'm really interesting to watch. And they do a really good job of both selling the product as well as keeping people entertained. And the more eyeballs you have, the more people will click the product, look at the product, and decide if they want it or not. And all it was like a 30-second video of me doing what is basically an editing magic trick that I wholeheartedly admit to just doing a better version than One Shot Questers did. He did a little version where he ate the dice. And it turned into smaller dice, and he ate the dice. And I was like, I know how to do that, and I know how to do that probably better than what he did. I can probably make it smoother. And I was like, I'm going to challenge myself to do this real quick. I have a shop ad. Let's do this. I was sick when I made this video, by the way, so I only had a few takes before I was like done and couldn't record anymore. Spent a little time doing my editing magic and put it out there, and I was like, you know what? I like it. I don't think it's going to do better than his video. I fucking blew the hell up. And I was like, oh, yay. Nothing against One Shot Questers. To be perfectly honest, it's not against him. He was the inspiration behind the video. I just was challenged. I saw a video and I wanted to challenge myself to do what I thought would have been a better version of the video without ever saying anything to him, because it was a personal challenge to myself. And if you get the opportunity to go show One Shot Questers some love, he does some awesome content. I don't watch it very often anymore because I don't want to get told that I'm stealing content. But I was inspired by him, full disclosure. And then I've done a bunch of videos for the book where you make monsters. And none of those are call to action. They are literally just showing you how to use the book and doing fun little making monsters out of people's birthdays and shit like that. I'm not going to highlight the next comment, but I am going to ask you to, and I'm going to actually take all the comments off the page. Would you be willing to explain what you mean by that? And for everyone here, it's just because without being able to verify and check, I don't want to spread misinformation. But I would like to know what they're meaning. Because the only thing I know is that they started doing stand-up comedy, and I'm not a fan of the stand-up comedy. It's not, in my opinion, very good. However, it's also a very niche stand-up comedy.
I think I found what they're talking about, Levi. I'll shoot that to you on Discord so you can.
Thank you very much. I'm going to take a look at that. I have no idea who that is. Apparently, so what I'm going to do is Chris just sent me something.
Apparently, there was a huge rant about creators taking advantage of D&D, specifically targeted at one person, Sellsword Arts, on their Min-Max series.
I remember some of this, and I had some opinions about what they were doing as well, but it wasn't that. Like, at the end of the day, if there's an audience for it and that audience wants to pay for this thing to happen, regardless of what it is, that's between them and the audience. They weren't being disingenuous. They did a higher in. without you guys knowing what's going on, it makes this conversation really weird. I'm not going to get into it here. I know what you mean, and I do agree. He kind of, I get where you mean that he went off the rails a little bit, and I'm kind of in the middle of there. I understand his point, but I also understand what they were trying to do and accomplish, and they were able to accomplish it in at least some fashion. Everyone got paid, and most of the fans were happy with the product. Do I think it cost as much as they tried saying and everything? No, I think they pocketed a fair amount of that money. However, as a content creator, I also know how important it is to have a flow of cash flow. And if your audience is willing to say, hey, this is how much we believe in you and want to pay you, at a certain point in your career, you have to be willing to accept that. So that's what I'll say on that. So before I turn the comments back on, we're going to be done with this conversation. Like I'm aware of what they had to do, how they had to fly. I also, when I saw all of it, I did a little bit of math myself on how much it would actually cost to fly people and everything. Because I was like, that seems a little weird and seems a little high. And unless they were flying first class, it really shouldn't have cost as much as they were saying. But again, we are done. That is their prerogative and how much they felt that it was necessary to either pay these people, charge, or whatever. Okay. We don't know the back end about it, and it's no different than us discussing I'm spacing it right now. Death Battle. And how much they spend per animation thing, but they have a team of freaking like 12 to 20 people they have to pay on top of themselves, on top of making sure other things are available. And why I may not agree with everything that they do, I also do understand how expensive animation is becoming, as well as the fact that they are trying to live up to their audience's expectations of them. And that can be a lot. So we're done. Move on. I mentioned earlier that I might get myself some oatmeal if my stomach was feeling better. It's really not. I think I'll just wait a little bit longer before I get some if I'm going to. I don't know what's wrong with my stomach, man. It's just kind of funky.
Sorry.
No, you're good. But I did promise to show off the videos of what Chris did yesterday, of the buffer videos, because I wanted to take a look at them. If Chris is okay with it, you good with watching what you're putting? Like, it's obviously I haven't done anything with them yet.
It's not necessarily in order. Your parts are missing, etc.
Yeah. What is going on here?
Lee Frost, I'm eating eggs, chicken sausages, and black beans.
They're not labeled, so I don't know which one's which. I'll tell you what. If Chris is okay with it, I'm just going to have him pull them up.
What?
So we can kind of take a look at what we're working with. Now, for those who don't know, the buffer thing is where John winds up activating a stasis field. There winds up being a malfunction, and me, Nappa, and a new character that you're going to see, not quite new, but has only appeared in animation, Nora, wind up pulling a prank on John. This
is all in order. We'll need to talk about some sort of effect to put on me to make it look like I'm inside of a field.
I can work a bunch of magic on that and figure out like what we want to do.
I played with one yesterday that looked, but I pulled it off there because it didn't look great.
It would probably be easier for me to composite that specific video specifically.
Which is why I pulled it out of there, and I'm like, I'll let Levi handle that.
All right. So I didn't realize you had this in Dropbox. That would have been much easier than me trying to.
Well, it's on CapCut Cloud.
Oh, CapCut Cloud. Sorry, yeah. I'll grab that. That'll make it a lot easier to grab.
Let me grab the script real quick. Hold on. There it is. So I can pause it when it's your lines. So
let me pull that script over here so I can have it over here. All right, go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna activate the mobile stasis field. If everything goes right, I'll be back with you in 15 seconds. All right, here goes.
Mobile stasis field malfunction. Mobile stasis field malfunction.
So this is a longer take of me doing this so that you can figure out how much time you need, and you can also grab more of it for later in the sketch.
Yep.
And then we cut to Napa, and Napa will be seeing Napa for part of the alert.
Yep. You want to see Napa for part of the alert?
Yeah, like as the alert starts, Napa can be like, "Oh shit."
All right, pause that real quick. Can you make that a note in the script for me? Or actually, I can do that since I have it pulled open.
I got it.
Oh, yeah, you got it. You got it. Ben, yeah, it's not stomach bugs. It's well, I guess technically it is stomach bugs. The Cyclosporus is currently being talked about possibly being linked to Taylor Farms lettuce. I've not had any of that lettuce as far as I'm aware. But hopefully I don't have that problem.
So, alert, da, da, da. Oh no, that's not good.
Time skip.
Napa's on the phone.
You're telling me it's going to be a couple hours. He's going to be so pissed. Yeah, I know. Thanks.
I walk in holding a cup of water, sit down. Why is John frozen?
We see John frozen as Napa begins speaking. We cut back to Napa mid statement.
He's testing that new mobile stasis field system for IT. He's been stuck like that for like 20 minutes now. They're working
And then
Are they going to fix it?
on it, but apparently it's going to be a couple hours. And they said not to let anything or anyone touch that field while he's still in it. Otherwise, it's going to freeze in place with him until they fix the issue.
A couple hours, huh?
Yeah. You want to mess with him?
I'll use my water. You get the fart spray.
Oh, no need, man. I'm ready with the real thing. I had beans and dairy for breakfast.
Ew. But perfect.
And actually, you say perfect. And then
Hey, Levi, can you? Why isn't John moving?
Stasis malfunction.
Okay.
and then you have your line.
Oh, all right. He's going to stuck like that for a few hours. I'm going to pour this over his head, and Napa's going to do something else.
Anything we throw at him is going to freeze in place when it hits the stasis field, and then it's all going to hit him at once as soon as the field dissipates.
Anything we throw at him?
And then Levi goes, "Yep." Oh, hold on.
Like that cake in the break room?
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Nora, glitter. Get the glitter. Lots of glitter. Sorry, I can't be too loud right now. By the way, the comments are still off. I am so sorry. There we go. So I see what you mean. It's good. It's good. She did not do that bad. I've seen worse acting in a AAA multi-million-dollar film.
I never
The
said
entire
bad.
Twilight series. She's done better acting than the entire Twilight series. I think we're
She did a
fine.
good job.
If anyone liked Twilight here, I'm sorry that you liked it.
Mm.
It's not that it would be difficult to do that. It's just I feel like this one's funner. And we don't have to like show me dumping the water or the cake on there or anything like that. It's all implied versus like trying to composite it all in.
We've done this multiple times, Ben Hoey. If you go onto YouTube, our best series are full length things.
We've gotten not necessarily out of it so much as like we've just gotten busy making new content. It gets really hard to make new content while trying to combine all the other content in a way that's like decent. For the most part, we've just been like shoving compilations together and putting them out. But storyline stuff should really have a little bit more care into it. Like make sure it's in order, make sure it flows more naturally. And if there's an area that feels a little unnatural, find a way to probably fluff it up or something. It's not what we've been doing, but we do need to go back. And there's so much at a certain point when you get behind, especially like part of this is my ADHD, to be honest. I go and I look and I go, there's so much to do.
Yeah. Lee Frost, what do you think?
I feel like if this video went like how long is that so far in the CapCut?
That's 1:39.
I was gonna say if it was beyond the 3 minute, like even with my parts, it's nowhere near gonna be 3 minutes.
It'll be 2.5.
If it hit the 3 minute, I would have loved for you to have come back with cake on your face, like watery cake on your face with glitter, and then doing this. It tastes like shit. With the credits rolling, just you in the corner going.
It tastes like what the bathroom smells like when Napa's been in there.
Yeah. With glitter cake all over you and everything. You get so distracted by the taste that nothing else that has happened matters.
And you both would be like, Napa and Levi would be like, what happened?
Yeah. Oh my God. You could be like, I know you. Give me a minute. I know you two are responding. I'm gonna come back to this. Oh, if you do glitter, make it edible glitter at least. It's not gonna happen. It's really not. Besides the mess that he would have to deal with cleaning, regardless of how much he tries to contain that mess. From a recording standpoint, as somebody who has done it, like I made fake alien blood stuff for a sketch once. And it's a lot. It's not hard so much as just the effort for the payout is usually very, very iffy. I would love to have that scene be in here, and I think it really would be a coup de grace top thing. It's not necessary to have it. And then on top of that, that's asking Chris to get a cake and cover himself in it and put and make himself a complete disastrous mess in his workspace.
You act like I don't do that every day.
Yeah, but do you really want to have it all over your head, shoulders, and face?
No.
Okay. As somebody who's had that,
I just broke something. I need to fix it.
Huh?
I just broke something. I need to fix it. Right back.
Okay. As somebody who's had that, and it was edible, right? I made edible alien goop, which was made out of basically just corn syrup and food dye. There was a couple other ingredients to like make it viscous and then the specific stuff, but it didn't taste horrible. But the cleanup, it just, regardless of me trying to keep it self-contained, it got fucking everywhere. I found like it in spots that it shouldn't have been. And I'm like, how did that get there? And then we were cleaning it out of like the carpet for the longest time because it got on the carpet. And I'm just like, all it was goop on half of my face, a little bit on the little sword I was using, I think, or the shield. And it took so fucking long to clean it up. And it was for like a 30-second to 40-second scene, mind you, that I refilmed like 10 times. But the point is that it was a lot of work for a very short amount of time that was actually going to be on camera. And although I had a lot of fun and learned a lot from it, outside of that, there was zero payoff for it. Like, it did not get any views. This one would probably get a shit ton of views. A bunch of people would really find it funny and everything. Would it be worth? No. Until we can find a style of animation that fits for me and for our characters specifically, me and Chris and Nappa. Well, Nappa has his own style of animation that works for him. But me and Chris specifically, it's probably not, we're not going to be animated anytime soon.
And a lot of people have said they prefer the cut back and forth from the animated to us.
They like the Roger Rabbit aspect of it. They don't mind Nappa being animated. They don't like me and Chris being animated. And I think part of that is because Nappa is an animated character. It makes sense if he's animated. We're not an animated character. We would have to start from scratch and basically build out, which is something that we do want to do, an entire series around everyone being like this everyone's animated, but we're dealing with different things in different worlds and stuff. And the gag would be the people who technically are animated but aren't animated are not animated, right? They're like the real people. It's just
the other thing we could do, and this would cost a lot more money to do, but it's a possibility, is whenever we do an animated series, whatever if we're talking to characters from animated series, we simply get animated in that style because we're in that world.
Yeah.
So if we're dealing with DBZ, it's you and I in DBZ style. If we're dealing with My Hero Academia, it's you and I in My Hero Academia style. If we're dealing with Sailor Moon, I'm not in it. And something.
I love how quickly you're like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. Don't worry, if I get put in charge of animation, I'll have him record lines without realizing that he's in Sailor Moon. I'm kidding. Am I? Ugh. We'll make him wear the dress eventually. It's easier to digest a character being animated if you were introduced. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's easier, like if we had started out as animation or if we start out as animation, it's easier for people to be like, yeah, which is why we have a whole animation channel and it's only going to have animated sketches on it. Like we had discussed it, and the more time has gone by and the more animated sketches that we do, I'm like, that has to be just pure animation. You can't have live action over there.
Chris has no interest in being a 90s shoujo boy.
No one's tell him what I said earlier.
There's a recording of this.
Everyone remind me to delete all the recordings before he gets a chance to view them.
So, by the way, we're going to be doing at least 2 collaborations with the guy who plays Buff Dora or Dora the Destroyer. Let me pull up that chat
for everyone here, and this is also for Chris, because I also know you're wanting to do more stuff with Alec as well as American Wizard and everything. I've said this once, and I will continue to say it. If it doesn't make sense for for my characters to be in it, do not try to force it in it.
Oh, I know, but I would like you to be in some of these.
Yes.
So the 2 ideas I came up with, just because Nappa in that one video is like, I can't take that guy. It's Dora the Destroyer takes over the Frieza Force.
Ginyu Force, or the Frieza Force.
Frieza Force is what is all of Frieza's forces in one. Like he beats Frieza and takes it over, and Dora the Destroyer takes over the Viltrum Empire.
That's a funny one. Do you know if he's gonna be using a lot of CGI or stuff like that?
I think it's just gonna be him on the phone wherever he's at. and he'll be the only one we talk to. That'll be on
I haven't
camera.
seen a whole lot of his content, so I don't know how he does his stuff. I know I've seen Ohio Boss and those guys,
Yeah.
and they use some pretty hefty of
Yeah,
effects.
no, I mean he's not one of those guys. He will pretty much just do like he'll just do his normal voice. But like, have you seen the ones where he goes, "Hola, soy Dora," and it's like clearly not Dora's voice; it's just an adult man saying that. Yeah, and then like he'll hit Deadpool in the nuts or whatever. Like those videos, he'll just be on camera holding it and just be like, it'll be like, I want him to. This is John. Hola, soy Dora. Oh no.
I think it'll be fun to figure it out and have some fun with it. It's hot and smoky today. Yeah, it's not horrible right now. I gave up being downstairs yesterday. It was like 9 o'clock and it got up to almost 80 degrees downstairs. Me and Raven were trying to hang out because I haven't been hanging out with them as much because I've been like going to bed really early. And it got so hot that I was like, we can't be down here, kiddo. Just existing down here raises the heat enough that it starts getting uncomfortable. I actually have to do your job now. Always have fun catching lights. Well, I'm glad you were able to join us. Now I'm trying to think of a way for Villain Sport to cross over with the guy who does the. So ironically, Lynn, that's who we were talking about.
That is Logan Chitwood, and Bane Armstrong, who's the guy that plays Road the Shredder, knows him. They're in a bunch of videos together. They were he was together with him and Ohio Boss, who's the Oreo guy. You know, Rayo, that guy. You've all seen it. They were doing videos together. They were doing videos together at Anime Expo in LA, which, to be blunt, as fun as VidCon was, I wish I could have gone back for Anime Expo. But yeah, I'm going to do these collabs with Bane, and then if they do well and he wants to do more, then I will ask, do you think that Logan would want to get involved also? And if he does, then we can do more collabs. And I actually just asked Bane, I said, would you want to be animated as Dora the Destroyer? We work with a couple animators, can make that happen if one or both of the videos do.
Yeah. I think if we did that, though, and this is something I've been wanting to say about, and I realized, like, hey, we don't want to try to pay a bunch of animators all at once, right? Mm-hmm. I would love to find more animators and try them out.
Speaking of animators, this is a guy that I met at VidCon, and he does 3D animations. And he wants to collab on a Mario video using his Bowser model that he made.
No, you need to do chores before you get that. I need dishes put away, and I need you to do some dishes. I need that done. I need litter boxes, so on and so forth. So.
Litter boxes.
Kind of accomplished everything I wanted to do today since I'm not eating any more food. What's up? Are we still blocked in? Or are we able to finally go? Fuck.
But they've got you blocked in?
Yeah. We can't get out of the driver.
Are you not able to talk to them about that and be like, we need to get out?
Possibly. But they'll probably just block it off, and then we have to try to find a way to get in. And considering we're right on the highway and it's a turn point, it makes it really fucking difficult. And like it sucks, but we have food and everything. It's just like instead of being able to go out and get like specific things to make things taste a little bit better for everyone in the house, we're just stuck with whatever we have, which is fine. It's just an annoyance.
It's a casserole. Casserole.
Yeah. Because I've got a fridge that's very rapidly emptying, and I'm not happy with that. And I don't like having my fridge be too empty. That's just a personal preference. No, we can deal with it later. Nothing I can do about it right now. That was weird. I barely got the notification. I don't know why I did that. We also need to do the voice acting for DK for the next Optimus sketch. What if there was an emergency? I don't fucking know.
Then you're dead.
No.
Who
But
is?
Not exactly great.
Do you know what they're doing like the property they're doing construction on? Do you know who owns that property?
The city, because it's the road.
Oh, they're working on the road.
Mm-hmm. So they've got diversions and stuff like that. We just happen to be blocked in right now. So I'll go double check, but like last time I checked, it was, and Ryu's saying it is, but I'll go double check.
I'm gonna go check with them and also call the city and be like, we need to be able to get in and out of our driveway.
Yeah. There's a whole business here that relies on that driveway quite often. They have not shown up yet. I would not be surprised if they make a phone call because they do deliveries every day. Friday's usually like the day they do like 4 or 5 bigger deliveries. They usually bring in their big truck and do stuff.
Yeah.
They do counters and stuff. You had to call the cops being trapped in because you almost missed an important appointment. Yeah. I will check. Like from my viewpoint here, I don't think our driveway is directly impacted, but getting out is still not easy. But I'll double check, and if it is, it is, and then I'll kind of take it from there. Just kind of suck to have to deal with that.
Your turn to get scooped next.
Are you? What am I getting? Why am I getting messages right now? Oh.
Oh my god, they have a mohawk.
I do too. I didn't wind up. I think I just wound up hearting it. We got the designs back for some of the new bots, which I'm not going to show you guys because there's something else important that we need to actually announce, and Chris has the link for it. I don't. Starts with a P, ends with a Ron. Tron. On. Ends with an on. Patreon.
I know. I was trying to think of what could I misunderstand that as, and I ran out of time.
You ran out of time.
Yeah.
What's up, kiddo? Okay. But one of the biggest things is like we need to figure out like how much we want to charge for everyone here, how much we want to charge for tier 2, and what the benefits of tier 2 would be.
So there are
you
two
have
tiers
two
on there
tiers.
already. There's a $1 tier and a $2 tier.
Okay.
People just saying thank you for your support, and you get VIP Discord access. If you can spend $1 a month, do it. If you can spend $2, would rather do that, do it. If you want to spend $0, do it.
I think at that point there needs to just be a jump from there, and that's the final tier if we're doing that. You go $1 to $2, here you go, and then you have a third tier that is the final tier, and it has, of course, the Discord access and everything, but some behind the scenes stuff and stuff like that. I don't know. Here's a question for all of you here. We've got a very small audience base, but you guys are some of our hardcore fans. Huh? No, I don't want any more eggs. And you,
Sorry, I think I really like it.
Tobias, stop.
Sorry.
We already have a day. Well, that's the thing. If you're on Twitch
Yeah.
Prime or something like that,
If you're already a member somewhere else and you want to stay a member there, do that. You don't need to be a member in multiple places unless you want to be. There's no benefit you'd be getting from Patreon that you're not already getting.
outside of like YouTube specifically for the emojis stuff, or Twitch for the emojis. But that's a separate thing. So, how much would you guys be okay with spending if your benefits were more tiered around like, hey, here's a behind the scenes, here's like the storyboards of the animation, right? Being able to vote on Tobias, not on Tobias. Tobias, stop.
There's a spider in here.
Okay, drown it. On like voting, like, you know, maybe what the next animation is going to be. Maybe me and Chris are butting heads on a script, and we go, hey, we're butting heads on this part of the script. Here's mine and Levi's feedback. What do you guys think? Type of scenario. Levi, we vote for him to drown the spider.
I already did.
Did you know that spiders can actually survive in the water, by the way?
I also want to eventually create a way for people to learn our writing process and style, and to have not official, but eventually I'd like to have some writers other than us who are writing sketches according to our style.
That would be very, very
But
beneficial.
we're not there yet.
No. Give me that. No, give me that.
But it was on the kitchen table.
I was gonna go grab it later. So like that kind of stuff, that behind the scenes, stop it. That behind the scenes stuff. And maybe, depending on how much it would be, and how realistic it would be, maybe doing some members only exclusive streams, where you sit and chat, or we play a game, or whatever it is that we decide to do. It'd be a handful of people. The only problem I see with that is the larger we get, the harder it would be to actually meet that demand. And with the way Patreon works, we wouldn't have a way to turn it off or change it. So I don't want to wind up promising it, and then we can't deliver on it because there's 700 people that want to join, and there's no way to really make that happen.
Right.
Well, Lee, the big thing is that we kind of already do that. We just don't do it on the scale that... No, we kind of just period do that now. Now that he's full time, we actually just kind of do that most of the time. Like, outside of like, hey, we need a quick thing, we pop on live and go and do that. I think some behind the scenes stuff, getting to see some unfinished clips or videos, is probably the best one, right? Being able to see blooper reels specifically, or blooper parts, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
How much would you guys be like, you know what? I could do that for $5. You know what? I'd be okay for $10. And of course, it would be for, you know, paying for animation. So if we did something like $8.99, and we got, do you want to do math real quick for me?
Sure.
$8.99 times, say 500.
That's going to be approximately $4,500.
I'm going to start giving you percentages. You might want to type it down.
Come on, computer. It's $4,495. $4,495.
Okay. $8.99. So $8.99 times, how much did I say?
500.
500. Okay. And then 20% should be the number, because that should take care of the fees that Patreon does, as well as
That
their
would be
cuts.
$899.
So $899 minus the $4,500.
No. 45. So you wanted 20% of $899 times 500.
Mm-hmm.
That is $899, because that is 10 times $899.
Oh,
Or it's 100 times $899, because 100 is 20% of 500.
Okay. So it'd be like 20% of that would 20% of the I meant to say 20% of 4,495 is 899.
Correct.
Okay. So minus 899, which would be left with $3,596 per month
Mm-hmm.
if we had that many people subscribe to that particular one.
That would provide a buffer to what the platforms provide. It would allow us to it would allow me to travel to conventions more. It would allow us to do more. It would allow us to spend more on animation. And I think if we were socking away $900 a month into an animation fund, that would be amazing.
That would be at minimum a single animation every single month.
That could probably pay for two of them.
Probably.
Or the majority of, yeah.
So everything that you just mentioned as far as the benefits
it's not as loud over here as it is there.
of everything, those are benefits. You should write those down and literally just put it. It's like, hey, this, if we get this many people, this is our goal. This is our first goal. This is our second goal. This is what this allows us to do. You're upfront and candid and be like, hey, the more people we have, the more we can do. Let's be realistic about it. But if we can make the 500 goal at say $8.99 a month, close to $10 a month for after taxes and after they get charged their whatever fees. This should realistically allow us to do this thing. I think if you wrote that down, but the question is do you guys feel that $8.99 is worth, like storyboards every time we have them and behind the scenes bloopers reels and stuff like that? And without promising it, we'd probably have to put in there in wording that we're not going to promise members only streams.
So something to keep in mind, if we did that and animation suddenly becomes a constant thing versus the occasionally when we can do it thing, your role would shift to basically kind of project managing that.
Yep, I'm aware.
And then I would want you, if you're open to it, if you have the time, I would also want you to be focusing on editing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say please?
Please with it.
While also portraying Levi when you want to, as you're able to, etc.
Yeah.
But I would understand if we would need Levi to take a step back in the videos because you're spending more time doing that.
Which is perfectly understandable for me. And animation has always been one of those things I wanted to do. So
yep, I know.
I had discussed it probably not when you were here, but one of the things there was a reality of the conversation of like, when more people, especially people that are close to you, are able to make content like your film troupe or your improv troupe, if they start playing a larger role on this thing, there's a reality where just not statistically, different word, it becomes harder for me to be part of things.
No,
I can't
totally
be there
get that.
physically.
I totally get that.
I can't think of the word. It's not statistically. It's
I know what you're saying. I don't know the word either.
Not strategically. It's
it's a word and it means what you've described and we all understand.
Yeah. You were paying $35. You know what? Does Death Battle have a Patreon?
I'm sure they do. Let me look.
I mean, we were wanting to do this mainly to help fund animation. My question would be like, what does their Patreon look like? Oh my God, that's a fancy page for Patreon. They got like a
I can't find it. Did you find it?
I went to apparently they just have their full-on own page, deathbattle.gg.
Yeah.
Is their own thing.
They
start at $4.99 and go all the way up to $30 a month. $4.99 gets you access to the archive, members only products, and early access on special promotions. $15 allows you to have members only exclusive post, which means you don't even get the exclusive post for the $5. Okay. And 5% off of the Death Battle store. I'm going to say something personally here.
Mhm.
If I looked at this and it was like $10 more and the only two things are the exclusive post and the 5% off, that's not worth it to me. If that's the only difference between the $5 and the $10.
I'm sure a lot of people disagree. And then the $30
exactly.
a month,
Yeah.
$30
That's
a
my
month
personal.
gets you 10% off, and you get in the credits of all the episodes.
The 30% off, 10% off, and the credits. I don't know why their numbers are where they're at. It's whatever. But they also do a ton of animation. But I feel like the first 3 perks of the $5 a month are the main perks most people would want.
Yep.
So I feel like that's probably where we would need to be, is the $5 a month. Here's the main things. And then add in, the larger tiers if we wanted to. But most people have 3 tiers, and you did a $1 tier and you did a $2 tier. Is there anybody
right
else? Yeah. But you can't with Patreon, you can't turn that off.
That's fine.
All right. $9 is a really good price. I was paying a lot more for that. So I think right now, if we added one more tier right now at the $8.99/$9, right?
Mhm.
Or just make it, I like the $8.99 because of how things work in your brain. But I think if you did that and did the $8.99 and we had the perks that we listed just as the behind the scenes similar to theirs. Hey, you get Discord access and all the same stuff as before. And then you get behind the scenes look at the storyboards and so on and so forth. I think getting thanked in credits, I understand where Death Battle is coming from at this point. They probably have so many members they can't.
Their average video costs upwards of $35,000 to $40,000.
Yeah.
Can somebody on Twitch please boot the AI viewers person or the bot that's posting that?
So that's interesting.
What is?
What they use is called like Maraziz or something.
Where'd you find that?
Well, I want to Google Death Battle Patreon. It came up as one of the search results. Patreon style funding platform to help support the show and its creators. That's a wiki. No, that's their own website. They created their own website.
Yes.
To run that. Instead of
they probably use a platform like Fourth Wall, but instead of just using Fourth Wall's basic branding, they've got it all customized. Because you can do that with Fourth Wall. But you need to have coding and API access and all that stuff.
Well, I know how to do that. It's just a pain in the ass to build it. Too bad you don't still have contact with them. You can could ask them, like, did they build their own with their own payment processing, or if they full on just went through.
Once he hasn't emailed me back, but I'm gonna hit him up again here at the end of the month. But once we start chatting, then I can ask questions like that.
We might want to write that down as one of the questions to ask them.
Yeah.
It's like how do they do their membership thing? Is it through a site, or did they make their own custom website and everything to handle that?
I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna put in project questions for Death Battle.
23 there left because I also put away all the dishes. I also drowned the spider. I can't remember.
Okay. I've got some errands I got to run, so I'm gonna hop off. If you want to stay live, you can.
No. It's an hour 40. I got to go stretch my back out for a little while,
Right.
and then
Sorry.
see how loud it is downstairs.
Okay. Well, everybody,
and-
thanks for joining us. Sorry I was late.
I didn't know you would show up. It was nice. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for joining us. Remember, take one breath, one step, one day at a time. We do have a Patreon now. Go check it out. It's going to probably be one of the best ways to support us going forward. We're going to push it very, very hard, very, very quickly here soon. And thank you guys for giving us feedback. Finding out that the $8.99 is the price range with the benefits that we have is going to help us make the next tier. Which I think Chris is probably going to make a note about. Remember to take it one breath, one step, one day at a time. I wish you all peace of mind, serenity, abiding spirit, and harmony, among others. And until the winds blow your sails our way again.
Yes, they have an Acme Day.
Have an Acme Day.
Have an Acme Day is a product of the villain. Having an Acme Day will eventually to build your account. Have an Acme Day. See, the whole thing is the disclaimer doesn't kick until the phrase is "Have an Acme Day." Have an Acme Day is said.
I kind of wanted to end stream sometimes when you start ranting, but I'm not going to. Remember, have an Acme Day simply means the best day you possibly can have. Bye now.